Hey there my natural beauties, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to show you guys how I achieved these 3 really nice styles by creating my very own clip-in extensions from regular bulk hair that you can get at the beauty supply store. It's really fun, it's quick, it's easy, and it's a really cool DIY idea. So without further ado, let's just get right into this video. If you do enjoy, don't forget to thumbs up the video. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Alright, so I'm just going to go through the things that you're going to need to achieve this style. You're going to need some wig clips. I didn't get wig clips at first, so I used a comb clip. You're going to need some scissors, a flat iron, a mesh wrap, and you're also going to need the hair that you're going to use to make your clip-in extensions. You're also going to need some hair thread and some needles. So yeah, once you get all that, then we can begin. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my mesh wrap out the pack. You're going to want to be sure to get a regular black mesh wrap so that it will be as discreet as possible. This one I'm using is from Magic Gold and it just looks like that. It's very, very basic. You know, you can get that in a regular beauty supply store. Alright, so what I did was to get a string and I used that string to measure the length of the tracks that I want. You're going to use that string and take it from one side of your head to the other side to see how long you want your tracks to be. This mesh is going to act as the tracks for our clip-ins. Basically, I'm just going to use those measurements to cut out the length of mesh that I want. And in all, I think I did about 6 tracks, 5 or 6 tracks thereabout. But it doesn't really matter. They don't have to be too neat because it's all going to be covered by hair anyway. So just going to cut out as many of those as you need, and then we can move on. Alright, so now we're going to get our hair that we're going to use. Today I'm using the Noir afro twist braid in the color number 2. I really love this hair because I wanted something that was as close to my own natural hair texture as was possible. So I really thought this hair would be a good idea, and I really love the fact that this hair already comes sectioned up into locks of hair that made it really easy to sew it on to my tracks. So what we're going to do is just make sure that your thread has a knot at the end so that it's really nice and secure. And I'm going to take 2 locks per section on my track, and I'm just going to sew that to the mesh, and I really want it to be sewed on there really good. So you just take your time and sew it on, and you're just going to ensure that you make the track as full as possible without making it too full. Give adequate space to the hair that you're using. Don't put the hair too close together or it's going to be a little bit too bulky. So once you're done sewing on your hair, it should be looking something like that. And as I said, you don't have to be too neat because it's all just going to be very nice and discreet. And I ended up with 6 tracks, as I said. The longer ones are for the back of my head and the shorter ones for the front and the sides. Now all you're going to need to do is just sew your wig clips on to your tracks, and that is pretty easy. For the longer tracks I used 3 clips, and for the shorter ones you can just use 2. The more clips you use, the more snug it will be and the more secure it will be on your head, so you can also keep that in mind. But for the comb clips that I got, I actually just cut them into smaller pieces and remove the balls at the top of the clip, and I just clipped it on and sewed it on like I regularly would a wig clip, and it was just as easy and it stayed just as snug. So when you're done, it should be looking something like that. Alright, now we're going to move on to prepping the hair. Now what I basically did to get the hair to have the look that I wanted, I know I wanted to go for a blown out kind of look. So I just basically detangled all the locks of hair, and I went in between a wide tooth comb and a brush just to get the kinks out of the hair and get it as blown out as I could. If you are going for a look that is kind of like a twist out or a braid out of some kind, you probably can leave the hair as is, but I really wanted more of a blown out look that was more natural looking than just with the locks in there. So I went back and forth with the comb and the brush, and I just detangled the hair until it looked something like that. And then I really want my roots to be discreet, so what I'm going to do is I am going to take my flat iron and heat it up a bit, and I'm just going to run that through the roots of the tracks. This is going to make the hair very, very discreet at your roots, because that is what you want. You don't want anyone to be knowing that you're wearing clip-ins at all. So just run your flat iron over the roots, and it should be looking something like this. And that was basically all I did. Now here are some of the styles that I went for with my kinky clip-ins. The very first style is just this regular blown out look with a middle part. This was the easiest to achieve. Now guys, I know my hair is not this discreet. I know you can still see my natural hair, but that's just because I had clipped 2 to 3 inches off my own hair, so my ends were kind of blunt. Yeah, but just pass that over, it still looks pretty good. And the next style is absolutely my favorite, and it's a half up half down style that you can get by just separating your hair into a top and a bottom half and putting your clip-ins at the bottom, and you can wrap the top with the clip-ins that you have as well. I really like that. It's perfect, and it's just cute for summer. And then finally is a low bun that is very low maintenance and very easy to achieve as well. Please excuse my rubber band, you know, really wanted to show himself, but that was basically it, guys. Don't forget to follow me on my social media handles. I would love to have you over there: Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook, all at NaturallyMsToya, and of course the links will be left in the description bar below, and all the products that I used today will be listed in the description bars. Until next time, stay naturally beautiful. Bye. Mwah.